Well, obviously getting off to a start, 3 runs in the first inning was huge for us. It kind of breaks the jitters a little bit, their pitcher was struggling just a little bit with the illegal pitching call, and we kind of took advantage of that. Jess came out and threw a great game to get us started. It got a little tight there in I think the third innings or second innings, but we were able to manage. We kind of bent, but we didn't break, and then we came through a couple of extra runs there towards the end. So, that's what we got to do at this time of year. We got to make sure we capitalize on our opportunities and get ahead and use our pitching and defense to keep that way.
You're a pitching guy, Mike. What did you think of Allman's illegal pitches?
I wasn't looking too much of that. It was a little bit of air there, but a lot of it's interpretation of the umpire. Sometimes gets called. I think that probably frustrated that it wasn't called earlier in the year, but again, that comes down to your conference. I know in the Pac-12, they're pretty tough on that stuff, and they're not going to let you get away with anything. So, the umpire on first base, I don't think she was from the Pac-12. So, they just call what they see. If they see air there, they're going to call it.
Was this a good opening game for you guys? And obviously, you got to be pleased with the results, but you pleased with the way you guys played overall?
Yeah, I think we played pretty well. I think we struggled with sticking to our game plan a little bit at times. We didn't execute how we should have with the game plan that we had. So I think it was a good game to get our jitters out. There was rain, kind of some delays, and that can throw you off a little bit just with a lot of waiting time. So I think it was good for us to go out and get that win today and move on for tomorrow.
In what ways did you feel like you weren't executing the game plan?
There was just things. Certain pitches that we were going to hit, we kind of swung if it was out of the zone. We weren't zoning it up as much, and I think that's just kind of what happened with us at the plate.
Did you feel like you got away from your game plan in the circle at all, or was it just offensively?
No, I struggled a little bit in the second. I let down a little bit early in the game, and I kind of had to refocus up going into the third, and I think we just struggled a little bit at the plate.
Mike, you like the idea of a quick turnaround? You guys don't have much time, right?
Well, if I had my choice, I'd rather sleep in a little bit, but it is what it is, and we're on the right side of the bracket. I'd much rather get up early and have to wait later in the day, having lost a game. But, BYU's a good team. They know a lot about us. They've seen us several times over the last couple of years, and it was a tough game. I mean, it was a real cat and mouse game. They threw a lot of change-ups at us, kept us off balance. They played some good defense, turned a couple of double plays, so it was a good tight ball game. But tomorrow, we know we got to come out against another good pitcher in Spinola. She's very tough, especially if we start chasing out of the strike zone. So we make sure we get the ball in the strike zone. That's the number one goal for us tomorrow, and drive the ball hard.
Alexa, can you talk about your home run and the importance of jumping out early on the Cougars?
Yeah, it was great to be able to come through for our team that first inning, because that's huge, having the momentum right at the beginning of the game. It was just great to be able to come through for that time. So
their starting pitcher was struggling. Did you anticipate that she was going to maybe play someone, just trying to throw a strike desperately and just give you one?
Yeah, I knew that she was having some problems with keeping her back foot on the ground. So I knew that was getting inside of her head. And I was just waiting for a pitch for her to have a mistake and pitch it over the middle.
Did the delay do anything for you guys? I mean, was it, did you enjoy having that extra hour? Did you not like that extra hour? You guys seemed kind of loose at times, but then other times you're kind of milling about, just waiting to play.
I mean, it's hard to get all pumped up for the game, be all warmed up, or starting our warm-up and then have to go back and sit for a while. But that's, you have to control the controllables. We couldn't control that. So we have to make sure as a team that regardless of what's going on the outside, that we just, as soon as we step inside those lines, that we're focused.
I think the boom box was jamming, so they went to, they were having a pretty good time. Yeah, they were. I mean, they like to stay loose, and that's the way they deal with those kind of situations. But it is difficult, and we talked about that after the game, is the delays and not knowing when you start. I mean, because you go through the whole Pac-12 season, you play at 7, you play at 5, you play at 2, you know when you're going to play, and you get into a timeline. And now you get out there, you got to wait a little bit. It's just a little bit different. But now we got to be ready for that. It's that time of year, and we've been through that before, so I expect it's going to happen again. You know, it's supposed to be rain tomorrow, possibly. So it is Oregon. It is what it is. So we'll deal with it.
Seems like every time you looked up, you guys were all in a different spot.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Quick turnaround. What did you see from UNC in the earlier game, and how are you guys going to approach them tomorrow?
Well, both sides were a little jittery, I think, with some errors out there, and you know, obviously, like I said, Pinola had 8 strikeouts, so she pitched very well against a team that's been pretty hot lately in Wisconsin. So I imagine they're going to throw her tomorrow. So we expect that. You know, UNC moved the ball well. You know, they gave up the momentum there and tied the game with Wisconsin did in the bottom of the 7th. Came right back out and scored another run. So we got to be ready for them. They're going to want to come out at us hard tomorrow, but we'll have a game plan set in place to deal with their offense and their defense as well, and having a good approach against Spinola.
Any hints on who's going to be in the circle for you guys?
I got to sleep on that one. So it's either a right-hander or a left-hander. So. Give one of my Chip Kelly comments or something, you know.
No, please no.
Jess, going back to Alexa's home run early, do you think that helped you calm down on the mound?
Definitely. I mean, it's nice playing with with a run lead, you know, and then I kind of gave it up a little bit. Kind of had a little letdown for my team. So I knew I needed to come out and just pitch strong throughout the rest of the game. And the 3 runs is great to have just because it kind of puts them back on their heels a little bit and allows us to keep the momentum.
Hey, Mike, what was with seemed like there were lots of position changes today. Takeda left and Paxton center and CO at third. Can you talk about what was the spark behind that?
Gut feeling, pretty much. But we were forced into doing that on Saturday against Arizona State, and Corinne Shaver, is that play in the last inning? She must have made that play up the middle. That's the way she played the whole game down there. So it was like, are we a little bit stronger with her in the middle? And CO played all last year at third base. So I didn't think we were losing anything there. I was going to use CO's speed to come in and get the drag bunts. And Coral Costas played a lot of outfield. So I thought we gained a little bit, and then we were able to use Jess's bat in the lineup. She's been swinging it pretty good lately, and so that gave us the strength to be able to hit for Shaver. So I thought it was a good matchup. I put Lexa up at third. That paid off in the first innings. So we haven't changed much all year. Don't ask me why I'm doing it now, but sometimes you just do what you need to do, and you get that gut feeling that this is a good change to make.
So even with Takeda and left, typically your center fielder pretty quick. That was just a gut feeling. That wasn't a strategic thing to have your fastest outfielder in left field.
Well, she's also got one of our strongest arms too, but Pappas tends to be able to run through the fence a little bit better. She's a little more of a go-getter. She'll crash it, and Janie hasn't really been doing that for us. So I wanted to make that change. But Janie covers a lot of ground on left too, and has a real strong arm. And she's played left in travel ball, so she hasn't played it for us very much. But I felt real comfortable putting her out there in left.
Do it again tomorrow?
That's a good question. I'm going to sleep on that. I'll meet with my assistant coaches in the morning, make a decision on how it goes, and a lot of it depends on who I pitch. Because if I pitch Hawkins, I won't do it that way. I'll probably go back to our traditional lineup with CO at short and Coster at third, and I'll wait and see on the fly balls. I'll probably place Pappas in center. Actually, I'll probably do the same thing either way. Yeah.